Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. This is the indicators analysis where we're gonna dive deeper a little bit in the indicator such as RSI, KGT, and volume, and MACD, and Bollinger Band as well. And of course, after analyzing what's going on in the top here after yesterday price action, and of course to see how these indicators works with our Elliott wave prediction and analysis, of course, to see if that is supporting it or against it. So let's see what we have here. Starting on the 1212, we have triple 12s here. We are currently in the orange scenario where we are still looking for a correction for your wave 2. Your wave 2 did not got any reply as a correction in the top as a wave 4. Is this correction is not related to this one because the time is anyway very short related to this one too. So you need definitely a longer wave 2 where we want to reach at least the 1 to 1/5 time taken from this 1-2, and that means you need at least to spend the same amount of time of correction, at least like the same of the wave 2, to say that yes, this can be a suitable correction for an Elliott wave impulse, right? And of course, if we want to reach this wave 1, we need 3 corrective waves. We need to see 3 corrective waves. If it goes even larger, it can be even longer. If it could be, of course, even larger correction. So what's going on in the top? If we get closer a little bit here to see what is going on in the 1 hour chart, we are looking here at, of course, at the top, as we said, possibly here, very possible that we have top, and then possibly that we are in a bearish, short bearish scenario where you might have a diagonal, but it is very low possibility because you have here a 1, 2, 3. Your wave 3 is kind of longer than your wave 1, which is not allowed as a leading diagonal. And if we take here the fibs, so if we take here the fibs for a wave 3 in diagonal, you will see that we have overpassed the wave 1, so we cannot really count this as diagonal. So what we can do, of course, is if we are still in a short-term bearish for a correction, then the only scenario that we have now is a 1-2 and then 1-2, and then we are looking for a wave 3 towards the downside. So we have a double 1-2s here, and that might mean a little bit a bigger wave A here for a correction. But yeah, I mean, after such a trend towards the upside, it is very possible that we get such a correction, and so we might get like a stronger double impulse here. So we might even, that give us a little bit the impression we might get to the 0.38 possibly, right, as a big zigzag. If that is the case, of course, then therefore we're gonna wait for the range here to see if we're gonna go back, right? Because looking at double impulse is not really it's not really corrective intention here, right? It's a little bit short-term bearish, of course. So what we are looking at in case we are bearish is can be very easily double 1-2, because as you can see, you have a double impulses here, and this impulse is bigger than this one, so the only option left is, of course, a 1-2. And then we are looking, of course, we cannot consider this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 as well. Your wave 4 has interfered with your wave 1, so the only case left is double 1-2, guys. If you are still bullish and corrective, you are looking at a finished ABC, and you're still looking for an expanding diagonal here with a wave B overshooting your wave A, and then moving with the wave C towards the upside, very fast and sharp wave C, and then of course one more wave towards the downside for a bigger a B and a C. So this is the only scenarios that it can be in this case here, because we are very close, of course, to take the low here. And if we did, your fibs are of course the following. If we have a wave a B in the extending flat, this might be your fibs for a wave B. So if we retrace from here very fast, impulsively for a wave C, of course here, because you are A and B and a C, if you start an impulse from here, and of course you move higher, therefore definitely we are in an A, B, and a C, of course 5 waves toward the downside after reaching the C again. So these are the fibs you can start to reverse from. Once we pass the 96,685, therefore definitely we are in a double 1-2 here. 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and this might be only one wave maybe, okay, and it might be a bigger impulse, right? It can be 1-2 and then continuation towards the downside. Now let's just take a look again at what are the possibilities on the 4-hour chart, let's say, and what are the possibilities that we might have thought for Bitcoin for this cycle. That would be interesting. So I mean, that could be a deep analysis, but yeah, it is also kind of interesting to take a look at this. Okay, what if we have thought? So if we take, I just want to make sure again, I mean, even we did this analysis before about this contracting diagonal, but it's still valid. Yeah, can be still valid. Why not? Yeah, I removed this this contracting diagonal possibility from being a wave 1 because of the very shallow wave 2, if you remember. Yeah, so I mean I was considering like 1-2, 1-2, right? And I was expecting like A, B, C for a 1-2, so for such a 1-2, right? Okay, so I don't know if, I mean, it's still very low possibility, that's why, right? But what if that this is a wave 2 of a 1-2, yeah? And then we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for your wave 3, and then possibly just one big wave 4, and then wave 5, okay? So that is also still a possibility, right? I mean, it can be a possibility, nobody knows. But very low, right? Very low. Because, well, what it brings me back to this, I mean, of course, this is an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but however, it looks like kind of a zigzag, but still an impulse. We can see here also an impulse, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 again. So, and here we can count an impulse, if you remember, of course, in this very tricky area. But the thing is that we have to consider then an impulse and then correction, then impulse, correction, impulse for a diagonal. Because if you start impulsively, you should be impulsive in the 3 and the 5. And yeah, considering this is an impulse here is a little bit hard, yeah, because if we take 1, 2, 3, yeah, we can take it like that for 5, but this is only the conflict between the wave 4 and the wave 2, how much longer it is. But I don't find any problem with time regarding Elliott wave. I mean, it's a guideline always, but it's not a rule. But still, however, if that is the case, if that can be impulse, correction, impulse, that means it is a valid still diagonal, right? And still respecting the fibs, right? The wave 5 is not longer than your wave 3, your wave 3 is not longer than your wave 1, which is incredibly perfect as a diagonal, right? But at the same time, your wave 2 is only very shallow, and this is the only problem that we did not call a diagonal, right? Your wave 2 here is very short and shallow. Now, nobody knows, I mean, if we get like wave 4 now, which it should be anyway, an answer for this wave 2, and then I don't know, maybe we get just one impulse or one ending diagonal, and then just finishing the bull run. It's still possible, guys. Okay, it's a possibility. So yeah, we have to watch this. We have to be careful with it as well, because it can be possible. Yeah, it can be. Right? If we okay, I mean, sometimes it just it decides just to go very sharp and fast for a wave 2, and then move up directly, and then here we go. So yeah, in that case we are not a triple 1-2s, right? In that case we are simply a contracting diagonal. And then yeah, we might not just have like I mean anyway, like 4-5, 4-5, 4-5 to reply for this. Now of course a 4-5 should be higher and yeah, larger. Maybe it's gonna be something like this, which is gonna reach of course higher, but kind of like if you have a 4-5 finished here, your wave 5 can be simply, of course, like very shallow and smaller in comparison with triple 1-2s. Okay, so this is the thing. So we have to be careful from this possibility, as I mean, it's not bearish, both are still bullish, but yeah, we have to be careful from what we get later on. So we are kind of like, yes, I mean, we are kind of like in the danger zone of the impulse where it can start to reverse, right? And as you can see now, we are looking at lower prices, and I think we passed which fib level? We have passed the 1.23. Yeah. So let's see the indicator. Let's start with the KGT. Of course, yeah, we're already looking at the 5-minute here chart, and we are looking at a very strong sell point. Now we saw some resistance with some buyers, but they couldn't hold. We saw even lower prices. So if we want to see a little bit smaller, let's get to the 3-minute. Let's collect info. All right. Yeah, so we have some selling, guys. We have some sell points here. Yeah, as you can see, this has started now with the buy signal. Okay, even the signal of the sell is stronger here. So, okay, if we are corrective, we should put the signal of the buyer buying as well strong, because, yeah, any correction, you need a strong bullish signal. Okay, so it's still strong. Okay, so, so yeah, as you can see, we just, yeah, we are getting some buying signals. Now, of course, it is resisting, but let's see if it's gonna be broken as here. So here we saw some buy, but it wasn't so strong, as you can see. I mean, yeah, this is a buy that you got here, and this is a buy, small buy that you got here. Here it was choppy, it was not really interesting. Let's see here what's gonna do, but it looks like very weak, to be honest. It looks like a very weak. We have a very strong sell coming from the top here, and then we're moving it down. So that was for KGT. I think, yeah, I think it is still, of course, corrective. But we might see lower prices, of course, definitely at both case scenarios. Alright, so let's move to the, to the volume here. Okay, for the volume, it is very, very interesting to mention the weekly volume, and that's why I was saying, like, okay, is it possible that we are very close to finish this impulse? So on the weekly, guys, very interesting. On the weekly, this is our impulse, right? This is our cycle here as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Supposing that we did not finish wave 5 yet. My problem with the wave 5 is that we have reached very, very high for wave 3. So this is the candle here. This is your candle for a wave 3. Okay, this one here. And yeah, with this candle, you have closed a wave 3 top, and now you got your volume, which is a little bit lower, a little bit, not so much, yeah, a little bit lower than your wave 3 for a wave 5. And that's why I was saying like, we are very close to finish a wave 5. I mean, what if that this is a simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as diagonal, and then 1, 2, 3, and then just 4, 5, yeah, and then moving down, because we almost finished here, right? It doesn't mean that okay, this can be, but I mean, of course, because of a finished wave 5 here, because if we get higher, a new candle higher than this, that will be invalidated, right? It will not be a wave 3 anymore. We're going to 1, 2, 1, 2, if you remember the scenario, right? So you see how much the volume is very interesting here to telling you what it could be. So what we are looking at here is possibly just a final wave 4-5, or even wave 4-5. We can still get like lower volume at the same time. You know, we can get 4-5. It's already done. Your wave 3 of your wave 5 here is done. It's already done. This is what it says. But yeah, we still can get 4-5. We still can get just one wave as a wave 5. So it doesn't matter here anymore. I don't think we're gonna get any wave higher than this, and I think that the wave 3 of your wave 5 here has been done. And we are looking now for 4-5s or triple 4-5, right? So this is regarding the volume. This is the most interesting one that I want to show you on the volume. If we take a look also at the RSI, it's very interesting, especially on the weekly, okay? So as you can see on the weekly is, yeah, it's a very huge, right? So from the last cycle top, right, the last cycle we're talking here, we got this. From the last cycle on the RSI, we got this. A divergence, of course, if we take this one here, to here, yeah. If we have kind of like a divergence, so between the RSI, so of course we need to, yeah, be careful with it. We need to, yeah, we need to check that. Yeah, I think the RSI here wants to calm down a little bit, to cool down, going down a little bit, and then move up, and then down, and then I think the RSI even is gonna move down while we are moving up with our 4-5. This is what I think, because we are in a divergence here, and then I think, yeah, I think now it's not possible to move on with this, okay? So because if you take now the other diversions from here, if we take this one and this one, look, a big divergence from the wave 3. So it's very obvious the RSI on the weekly is saying enough, okay? It's saying enough just for this price, of course, that okay, like it's time to just find some yeah, some cool time, right? And I think it's gonna go down while of course keeping up, right? So it's gonna still, of course, moving up, but slowly. But of course, your RSI will be moving towards the downside. So this is regarding RSI, guys, on the weekly. Now on the daily, for example, I think, or let's just go to the 1 hour. It would be interesting as well, just to check what is going on with this pattern here. I mean, yeah. Nothing interesting on the RSI, but definitely this is a wave 3, guys. Yeah, we just touched the 1.38. If we don't retrace from there, then this is definitely a wave 3, and yeah, it's already very obvious, I think, right? Let's check 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is your 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is your impulse 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is your wave 3, and still have 4, 5. So we might dive deeper. Yeah, we already dived. So this is an impulse, guys. Be careful. We're going very deeper, right? Than this, than what you might think. So let's start just to add here some fibs. I know I took time with this analysis until even we got this impulse, but here we go. It would be nice to confirm what is it. Here we go. So we are looking for 1.618 and 95,800 almost. So it might be, of course, fast. But yeah, let's be careful. Don't forget we still have double 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So we are diving deeper a little bit here, guys. So yeah, be careful with it. And then, okay, let's just finish the MACD here. Your MACD, yeah, definitely. Okay, we are looking for a very, very high, wow, okay, very big volume of sellers here, right? So, yeah. And if we take here the volume is getting bigger, guys. The volume of sellers is getting bigger now. Of course, as well of the buyers, it was getting bigger, but kind of like, yeah, it's making as well a divergence between bullish and bearish. So be careful with it, guys. So that might be a bigger correction that we thought. Okay, we might dive deeper than 0.23. So yeah, these are the things, but we're gonna watch it step by step. Now, if we move to Bollinger Bands, yeah, what does it show? Sorry, not this one. Bollinger Bands. Here we go. So yeah, for this one, okay, it can work. Also, it's fine. Yeah, so we are looking, of course, yeah, I mean, here it's very impulsive on the 15-minute chart. We are interested in something like this. Oh, okay, we reach already the lower part of the Bollinger Band on the daily, and okay, we have reversed. Okay, so yeah, if you can see that on the daily, it already tell us what is the next stop. Yeah, and look at based on your fibs for a correction. So definitely we might meet there. Okay, we might meet somewhere here for a 0.23 and lower, of course, a little bit lower. But yeah, definitely this might be your correction and then moving up, guys. So yeah, so let's watch and see what's gonna happen. Thank you for watching and thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.